Hey, what's up, Dykes? This is Daphne from Of Darkness and Light. I wanted to tell a story about my dad. So the person who I had known as my father growing up, when I was just a couple years ago, they discovered that their mother had extramarital affairs that was what spawned their birth. The person who I believed was my father, he wasn't his own father's son. And he found that out very late in life. And he found out that his brother always knew, and that his brother had been covering for his mom to his dad. And his brother was Augie Garrido, who is the winningest coach in college baseball history and a legend, who I have revered my whole life because I only got to see him twice. Once he came and took my family out to a really fancy dinner that was at a place we'd never eaten before, just really great food. I was watching my dad, my dad, just twinging, just like full of anger and just like contempt, and I didn't understand. I was like, this man's being so nice to us. He's definitely showing off in front of my dad, but that's like a brotherly thing to do, right? And he's being so kind to me. He's being the nicest man I've never known an adult man that's treated me this well. It's just the most loving energy I've ever felt from this uncle that I had never known. But I had known that there was some rivalry between my father and him that was always something to not talk about. The next day, he took us to a Mariners game, and we didn't have tickets, and he's like, whatever, he was showing off. He's like, let's get in the car, let's get going. And then in the car, he was making calls with his like satellite phone, because it was a long time ago. It was like Kingdom, and he was calling front offices of like the Oakland Athletics and all these different organizations to get it. So when we walked up, somebody walked out and handed us on-field passes. And I'll be damned if I didn't feel like the star of that show a little bit for Augie. He was definitely spreading it to my sister as well, but it was a focus on me. And we went out into the field, and all the players from both the teams ran out and met him because he had been a big part of doing recruitment for people through college into the pros. And so all these people knew him, even if they didn't play for him. Everybody loved him. And he had all these people come up and take pictures with us. And I got to meet like Edgar Martinez and all the Mariners basically, except for I did meet Ken Griffey Jr. I met Alex Rodriguez. The A's were playing, and Jason Giambi came out, and he was being kind of creepy towards my sister. That's the truth. I was just like, this is a creepy man, dude. There was a moment where Augie could tell that I wanted to meet Joey Cora the most, because I just liked that leadoff hitter and his style and all his tippy toes and his second base. He's just a great defender. I loved him. And that guy was in his pregame ritual. He was hanging from his arms in the dugout. It was a meditation. He was doing his runs. He was sitting there praying in the dugout when my uncle walked up to him. My uncle walked up to him. A coach who respects the game of baseball and the preparation of it for it more than anything. And he asked that man, he interrupted his ritualistic warm-up to ask him if he would come and talk to me. And I remember watching him on the way out and the way back, and Joey Cora shook his head no, he wouldn't do it. And there wasn't a bit of shame in Augie to have asked that. But it stuck with me as strange, because he explained it to me about why he wouldn't agree to that. But in retrospect, it's like, why would he have ever asked somebody in the middle of that ritual if it wasn't what a father would do for their daughter? And the next time I saw him was at my grandfather's funeral, and that was the last time I saw him. And he was talking about putting together family reunions where he like rented out a castle so we could all go hang out together. And I always heard these stories about why it never happened was because he was bad to my father. Yeah, no, I think he wanted to have more of a part in my life, but I believe my mother knew. I mean, obviously my mother knew. I think my dad knew as well. I was treated my whole life as a stranger in that family. My mom treated me like a little bugger who needed to be straightened out. Like she had a vendetta against me because she knew that I was the spirit of my uncle who she loved more than her husband. And my father knew. My father. Because he treated me like shit all the time. Even if he didn't know. I don't know what was going on in October 86, but something was. Because when my parents were telling me, my parents, mom and man, my father's brother, when they found out that that he wasn't born to his father, and they had done all the genetic tests for it, I was like, I should get one of those. And I've never seen somebody more choked up and gaslighting, like, why would you, don't do that, why would you need to do that? Then my mom standing next to my dad. And I was like, why wouldn't I? They're like, it's already done, we know everything ahead of you, just listen to us. And that stuck with me too. So I'll get this worked out, do a little genetic test. The good news is if there's any bit of Spaniard in me, then I am my uncle's daughter. Because my father had believed himself a half-blooded Spaniard like his brother. And so I was raised under the assumption that I was a quarter Spanish. But that's not what my father is at all. He's just a white motherfucker. When they went to Spain, my family, without me, they told me they saw somebody who looked exactly like me in Spain. I'm just going off, but I'm just saying, this is how Sherlock Holmes works. Is you put all the details together and they fit perfectly and you just know that's what's happening. And I see that there are tons of people who have watched some of my newest videos, and I just have faith that I'm gonna get help. So that's what's up. I park my car where I want. If you're the best in the world at what you do, you can get paid for it. All right, have a good one.